Let's go paint an aspen tree. Hi, I'm Michelle Manriquez from Drop That Brush, and I want to help people who are non-artists become artists. Like, subscribe, and ring that bell. In the description below, there will be a photo. It's just an idea photo. It's not actually we're painting that particular picture, but I want you to be aware that there is some photos of aspen trees, so we have ideas to look at. You can print that out either from my Drop That Facebook page or in the description below. Do you know why I like aspen trees? Oh, they're so fun. They're like turn, tick. Normal trees go, their branches go up. These are little skinny ones and they go down and up and over and down and up and over. It's hilarious. They are the coolest little trees and they're fun to paint. But it gives us an opportunity to work on design. This picture is not make it like photograph. We don't want to be copyrights. We want to go ahead and we're going to design. And this will help you later on to how to design your own. One of the designs, there's two of them basically, dominance. And the second thing that I think is the most important is repetition with alteration. Alteration? Variety. We'll use that word, okay? What it means is your eye likes to repeat things. If I have one silo, I wouldn't mind one or two more silos. I have one fence post, your eye likes more fence posts. But here's the difference. If I make everything straight up and down, very boring, boom, 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 and they're just exactly, you went over there and you made sure that the perspective is perfect. It's really boring. Repetition is great, but you have to vary it to make it fun. And your eyes will recognize that it was a fun painting. They may not know why, but it is about the fact it has to be variety. Size, mama, papa, baby. I have a video on that. Aspen trees have this little thing called an eye, and it kind of goes curved that way and it goes down. Different sizes. One could be on the left-hand side, one can be on the right-hand side. We don't have to put it in the middle. We couldn't go 1, 2, 3 eyes. Exactly the same. Different sizes, different shapes, different places. We want to look at our line work. Some are thick, some are thin. Some of it we maybe skip. Line, stop, dot, line. You know, make it interesting. How more things can you make this more interesting, enjoyable for the viewer? When we do the beginning of this, we're going to use tape. What I want you to really pay attention to is negative and positive shapes. Everything should be a different shape, a different size. Try to make things as much difference as you can because you're just doing trees and they're going up. So in order to make that fun, I could do 1, 2, 3 in the same place, but very boring. Trees are basically horizontal. We're going to make it more fun than that, but basically, when you're looking at design-wise, you want to also have something that is horizontal so that there's a little balance. So it's not mainly this, but a little bit of that. So you don't want everything straight up. You want a couple little things that are, move through the bushes. It could be things in the back. It could be sky. It could be all kinds of stuff. I didn't even get a value study for this because basically it is light and a really dark as I pop in the line work. So, and that shows light to dark will show the roundness of the tree. So for the background color, it's going to be all warm colors. Anything from yellow, oranges, pinks, reds, which they only get so dark. Value 5 or less. You can't mess this up at that point. And the reason why is it'll only get to a 5 no matter what you do. No matter how many times you put on it, it'll only become a 5. It won't get any darker than that to speak of. And it will be, as long as you stay on the warm side, can't mess anything up. Some people don't tell you that, but that's really important that you know that. So then I'm going to have a strip of green. Now, the minute I add green on top of that, you have to be careful. Very gentle. You put it on and get out of there if you can avoid it. You don't want to play. You want to see the colors shining under the green, but note that you don't want to scrub, because if you scrub, what happens is you will just get this block mess. So put it on, get out of there. You'll just watch how I do it. As far as the trees, I'm using Cobalt, Anthraquinone Blue, and I'm almost got it now, I think, and Red Oxide. Those are kind of my to-go colors at this point in time. This is an opportunity to just design and have fun. Well, today is not about aspen trees. It's about design. So everything is about the same amount apart, right? Not great? That's very boring. We do not want to do this. This is not the correct way to design things. All right. So right now, I know going straight up, that's not going to be a great design because each area is about the same. You don't want our main tree in the middle. Someplace between here and here is the golden mean right there. That's a good spot. So if I'm looking at this, it wouldn't be like this. I would maybe break pieces and maybe this will go that way. And I'm gonna pull this off. I kind of know where I want to go for that first one. And I'm gonna curve it, just like that. And if I want to make it fill that little hole up, I'm just gonna add a little piece of tape. And this is almost the same as that. So I don't want them to be different, right? So I think I'm gonna go up just a little bit, make it a little longer, but I'm gonna turn it a little bit differently. So it has an interesting shape. I'm gonna leave a gap. Now let me think about where's the middle. If I drew a line, what's the middle? Right there, of course, because you know what? Because life is fun. Twisting and make it of interesting shape. That's pretty easy, but it's interesting and fun. You're looking for how to do this in a way that you will get interesting shapes, not boring shapes. They have a smaller tree kind of behind it. So am I gonna go straight line? No, I'm gonna actually loop this. Watch, I'm gonna loop this behind it. And maybe I'll twist it right here. And so it kind of goes this way and that way. It's a baby tree. How can I make this more an interesting shape? This area is bigger than this area. So I'm all about design here. It's not about just, oh yeah, I'm gonna throw trees and make trees. So this is like in between, right? This is the big one, this is a small one. So where am I going to put this? If I put it right here, this is the same space as that. That's not good. Make this kind of a more interesting edge. Maybe. How about with scissors? Because I'm just not very... Now wait a minute. What did I do? 1, 2, 3. The exact same. Look at that. You know, your eye just does it. It's the most amazing thing. Okay, so we're gonna make this one a little bit bigger, okay? There's a magic things in when you're working with numbers. one thing, three things, anything that's Papa, Mama, Baby. All right, now I'm going to do a couple little trees in the background. And I want them to be even skinnier by far. Do I want another skinny one maybe? All right, and again, I'm looking. This side is different than that side. No, it's the same. So I need to do something different. I think this is a wonderful exercise because you're learning how to design. We've got gaps. I have gaps here, different gaps here. This is different than that. Okay, there you go. I'm looking at negative spaces, and I have 5 trees. I would like this to be, don't want that to be, I want it to be a little bit more that way. Okay, a little gap there. Like it kind of curves around. Oh, I like that. All right, so I've looked at the negative shapes. This is the most important tree. The biggest tree goes there. So now I'm just going to push everything. Make sure it's on. And if paint goes underneath, it doesn't matter because it'll look like leaves. So don't worry about it. I am going to use a really big brush. This is an old brush. You can't even buy it anymore. So what I'm going to do is gather things that are warm. Everything from the yellows all the way up to pinks. So I'm just going to wander around and do color. Right here, this shape. And it appears to me this is kind of a boring color. So I'm going to throw in some more yellow and let it kind of bleed in, do its thing. And basically, I have one color. So maybe I'll put a little color, just pull a little color out. So I have some different shapes. Okay, that's cool. Let me get a darker. Ooh, I like that. That was pretty. Now I can see a little bit more shapes, not just color. Oh, I like that. You know, you can just play. It really, you can't mess this up. I promise. This is not something that you can mess up. That's one of the reasons why it's so fun doing it. Because no matter how you do it, it'll look really cool. This is not dried. It is damp. So I'm going to add water now to make blossoms and shapes. And I hope I didn't lose it. Did I blow dry too much? We'll just kind of wait and see. Wait and see. Come on, baby. Let's do the twist of movements. So if I use this brush, I get much smaller water blossoms. If I do this, I'll have much bigger blossoms. If I can get, still trying to get a couple of, did I blow dry it too much? I'm just seeing what I can get in water blossoms. And I'm not sure I'm going to get anything. Oh, what the hell? I'm going to move it. Well, if I can't get it to move it this way, I'll just figure out another way to and I'm just kind of moving it a little because it just is not doing what I want it to do. And so I'm going to add a little water and shove it around. And I'm trying to make feeling, movement. So I'm going to do this several times. Now, as I'm looking here, I need a shape. I don't want to do it in the middle, but I want a shape that says, look at me. I think maybe around from here. So I'm going to do a shape. And I'm going to pop something in right now. Just to kind of remember that I'm supposed to have that little shape. And all I'm doing is doing this. And I want it to be an interesting shape. I want something, everything is going up. I want some shape going this way. It doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be, but I do like it to go out to the side. And you can see I'm trying to get a nice, interesting movement. Okay, all right, I'm gonna blow dry. Now, I think I'm probably gonna make sure that I'm leaving this time my yellows. I'm gonna go back through and drop in more color, that line. This area is going to be my beautiful area. I'll make it a little more color, it'll a little be brighter, just a little more detailed information right there. First off, I'm gonna get this line going, and I'm actually gonna make it green. You probably didn't guess that was. I'm softening edges. I'm trying to make it its good shape. I don't want it to be boring shape. Nobody likes boring shapes. And I don't want to do it here. I want to do it in a few places of the painting. Let me see if I can get a little movement. I don't like this line. You see this line? I made it into a straight line. That was not good. Now, I don't want to go 1, 2, perfectly 3. So I'm going to try to purposely, and different shapes. Anything down here? I put stuff up there. It probably needs a little pop of green. Just a little here and a little there. Looking for a good shape, trying to make it interesting. This is a shape that's a boring shape. I'm going to open things up. And it's not hard to do it. I just want you to see it because sometimes you think that, oh, I did all this. Now I'm stuck. Nah, not at all. I'm going to come. And see, I like this because it looks like the leaves are coming in and out of it. It really works good. Oh, that's beautiful. Perfect. See, I don't even have to worry about because it happened without even trying. Blow drying, it makes it much more likely you won't have issues. You don't want to pull it here. What happens is you will find it will pull your paper. So either go to the side like this, sideways. Now I have lots of white things. It's a shape, right? Next thing I got to decide, where is my light coming from? Is it coming from this side or that side? So pick one or the other side. Now see, I don't like this shape. See this little shape right there? This is beautiful shape. This is cool, but where it's just a flat shape, yeah, kind of not good. So what you're gonna do is just take some Cobalt Blue and let's get clean water. And you can see I have other color into it. Doesn't hurt anything. And everything's going to get a little wash. I don't like hard edges. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put water right here. And I'm going to work each one separately. Shape. But I know here, that will be my shadowed area. And you know what? I don't want them just to be boring. So let me, add some different colors into it. See, easy peasy. And if I've lost a little bit of your white, just come back through and just kind of pull it out. I don't want this to be a perfect line. Now, one side has to be more dark. Some of it has to be light. I think I'm going to add a little color. I didn't like that shape right now. So while it's kind of melting in, I'm just going to throw that in. Just to break that line up because it was a little too strong. Okay, wrong color. Don't hurt anything. Doo-doo. this is my main area. Try to make sure it's reasonably clean. I really keep it light where it's supposed to be white, which sometimes happens and sometimes doesn't, but I'm gonna try. Now, right now, look, it's a straight line. So I'm going to purposely do some tapping to make sure that it is ins and outs and ins and outs. I'm just kind of tapping and having fun. All right, we haven't even done the details. There is no tree branches, and it looks like a tree. How cool is that? If the shape is a tree, your brain will see, oh yeah, tree. I'm just kind of breaking that space up. I'm looking for areas where I should have made it, see right, this flat shape. Just want to make sure that you say that that's, oh yeah, that's behind. You see, I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's these little line works. See? Line works. And lighter area and a darker area. So I'm going to show you how I would handle this. It's very skinny little branches. So I'll give you a couple of ideas you can do that. Here's what you need to know. We always go frowny faces because you're looking up and it's a frowny face. This is your basic, most important thing to know is frowny faces. Think frowny faces. And they are normally dark. All right, so let's just kind of practice. So I'm gonna pull this. Okay, not quite a frowny face. I'm just gonna make it like that so I could make sure I got it. So here, there's this shape, and I'm still kind of making it like a frowny face. Here, and here, and here. Now, we're still looking at design. What I don't want you to do is 1, 2, 3, 4, everything in a row. Make sure that everything is see, and just a little bit of detail. And all of a sudden you go, oh yeah, I know what that is. I could just do that. That's enough. It doesn't have to be a million little things. Now, I know that there's smaller things, but you know, I don't need a lot. I just want you to say, oh yeah, tree, I got that. I'm just kind of making more interesting shapes. You also have little dots. Just things. I don't know what they are. They're just things. Maybe that goes right up here. Across that. Oh, I love that. That's good. And you notice they're all over the place. Some go down, some comes up. They are the worst trees. They're weird They just do strange and unusual things. You don't expect what they're doing. Let me work on this first because I want this to be my important one. So I'm going to put a little more detail. I'm going to actually put a little bit more blue here and there. So some are a little thicker areas of just dark. Let's get a little itty bitty one right here. Oop. Just gonna make sure that you can see that. Think about, see, these are just went right 1, 2, 3, exactly the same. So I'm going to take one of them and I'm going to make it a bigger one. And I don't want to have a line work that's just in the middle, but let's go that way. So I'm just looking for details, trying to figure out a way to say, oh yeah, tree. Can you see I'm kind of separating it so it's not the same? You can see suddenly I broke that up to make it more interesting. I'm going to tell you, I would do this one first. Everything else is going to be much less stuff. Because this is more important, my tree's a little bigger. I'm actually going to pull out a couple of lines just to make it look good. So how about I take a little line work here. You can see I'm just kind of pulling it out. See if this works. It could be all the way across. That gives it, I have to be careful. I just got a tangent. Doggone it. Let's go underneath, and over. All right, I'm going to continue working on just little movements. I'm going to make sure that I don't do so much that it detracts from my main tree. And I think this will have to be a little darker. I'm actually going to just bring this down just a little bit more. Say tree? If I just stop right now, pretty much would it say tree? So where I haven't, okay, I still have to keep going up. Don't have to be too perfect. Just a little line work, dots, because they really do dots. Try to make sure that everything is some thicker, some thinner. Then I'm going to do some branches and we're going to stop and say, wow, look at that amazing trees. What do you think? Are you liking this? Yeah, I like it. I think this kind of looks weird. I'm going to fix this. I don't know what happened, but it's a little weird looking. Now I know that there's a whole bunch of little branches. Do I want to do a million branches? Not really. I'm kind of weird that way. I just don't want to. And see, putting that little line on makes it more important. I'm liking this shape. I still don't like this shape. So let's break this up with a branch. Now, I'm going to look at this. I don't want to go in the middle, so I think I'm going to do right here. I think I'm going to let it go. I hope you had a good time. Anybody can do this. I promise this is doable. The vibrancy of fall just makes my heart sing. It's my favorite time of the year. It's a great time to practice design in a fun, exciting way. Look for your photos that have repetition, fence posts, silos, street lights. And you know what? If there isn't another one, add it in. You have that opportunity because you are the artist. You can do what you want. I love that. I think it would be hard to be a photographer because you have to get it just right. This way, you can just design whatever you want. So if you don't have any more fence posts, you can add some more. What are you going to look at? Size, make it interesting, shapes. We're not going to go 1, 2, 3. We're going to go tipped over, a little crooked there. This one falls down. Anything fun that would make it more exciting. My best compliment is when somebody looks at the picture and then looks at my painting and says, wow, it's better than the picture. I'm like, oh my God. It just makes my heart explode in joy because that's what I'm trying to do. I want my art to show the joy that I'm seeing in that picture. What was it that turned me on and it got me excited? And you see it too. Oh, it's a wonderful way to communicate with people. In the description below, there will be some Ask 'em Trees pictures. I'm just giving you ideas. I didn't even get a value sketch or a sketch. This is very fun. Just practicing repetition with alteration, which could also be called variety. So when you don't know what you're doing, and you're just brushing and stroking and stroking and stroking and stroking and stroking and stroking, drop that brush. Like, subscribe, and ring that bell. You have a wonderful day. Bye.